Please stop tipping for food. They don't deserve it.
So good.
So good.
So what are we thinking for the tip? Like $2?
What was the bill? Like 85?
It's $95 with tax.
Okay, so do we want to do the like standard 15?
Bitch, I just saw you count to 3 on your fingers. You know damn well you don't
Well,
know how
I
to
know it's
calculate
more than
15%.
$2.
Well, leave him 3 then.
Do I hear 4?
You know damn well you didn't hear
it's
4.
fine.
So I don't know how you can hear that if nobody said.
Please stop tipping for food. They don't deserve it. Y'all, you got to stop doing it. Stop tipping these people. Tipping in Western society has become an extreme consequence of the events of 2020. Watch the end of the video to understand the reasons why you should stop tipping on food for things like DoorDash deliveries or on food even that you order at the restaurant. They don't deserve it. Now let's just go ahead and jump right into the first video.
Excuse me, ma'am. Hey, I just wanted to see if everything was okay with the service because you left me nothing.
Did you just chase me out of the restaurant to tell me that?
Well, and I just chased you out to ask, but the problem was because
That's kind of crazy.
Okay, ma'am, I only make minimum wage, so I do rely on tips in order to like feed my family and stuff. So I just wanted to know like what I did because if someone leaves me like $5, $10, I know like on that kind of bill, like maybe I did something like I don't know. Maybe they just didn't have the money.
The service was really slow. So
the service was slow.
Yes.
Okay, but
now I'm gonna
you
go to my car.
You came here on a Friday night and we are slammed. I had like drinks at your table the second you sat down. Like the
we
bus
had water, but you didn't take our drink order for like another 10 minutes.
Okay. I mean, I'm really sorry, but you think that would warrant me getting like absolutely nothing?
I mean, I do not legally have to tip you. I paid for my meal. I did what I need to, and now I can go home because I have freedom.
Okay, you do, and so it was just a matter of the fact that I didn't get to your drinks in 10 minutes, so that's the reason why.
Everything was slow. The service was slow, and I get that you're really busy, but that's also not my problem. And what are you doing out here? Don't you have tables you should be serving?
Yes, but you know what? I mean, like, you guys sat there for 2.5 hours. The check was, let me just double check. $317, and you left me nothing.
Babe,
not anything.
Come on, babe, nothing? You had to tip her a little bit, something?
I don't think that I need to. I have the right to not tip her if I didn't like her service. So I am sorry. And maybe you can go back in and make more tips.
Okay, you know what? I'm really sorry that you guys didn't enjoy. I want to just let you know that, like, the national minimum wage for tipped employees is $2.75. Okay, $2.75. So I waited on you for 2.5 hours, 3 hours. I made like $6, and you think that's the level of service? So I can't even buy my kids like a Happy Meal with that. Like, I have kids, I have a family at home, and I want you to know that this is what you like. I'm gonna go home and I'm gonna have to figure out how I'm gonna literally feed my kids because I rely on the tips at the end of the night. And you were one of my biggest tables and one of my biggest. So I just wanted to know what it is that I actually did to you. Okay, because
okay.
Okay, calm down. You're being really erratic right now, and that's also not okay. I feel like I'm being harassed in the parking lot. I did not need to tip you. I am so sorry. How about you get another job if you're not happy at yours?
Okay, babe, come on. Like this, you said you were going to take care of it. Like,
I work 2 jobs, just so you know. I work 2 jobs. So I work doubles here, and then I also work overnight as a nurse. So I'm a registered nurse who also, I make decent money normally, and I just need to know that if I make $0 on a $318 bill, what the problem was. If it was just that I was slow for the 2.5 hours that you were there and you were deliberating and you told me, come back later, we haven't decided yet, come back later, we haven't decided yet.
Maybe service is slow because you're here yelling at me instead of inside the restaurant. And if you want to tip her so bad, how about you tip her?
Okay, listen. Babe, you do this all the time. This is why I didn't want to go out. This is why I didn't want to go out. Okay? Like, I would tip her. But you know that I just got laid off. So this is just, come on.
Well, you said you didn't want to cook tonight, so I said I'd take us to dinner. I did not say that I had to tip the waitress. Especially if service was slow.
I'm sorry.
This is not my problem.
You had 6 Cosmopolitans. You sat here, you had appetizers, entrees, desserts, more refills, and if you don't feel like that you need a tip, that's fine. I just need you to know. I don't care if they can fire me because this is actually like This is ridiculous that people think that people are just going to be able to like the price of eggs is $10. You didn't even give me enough to buy eggs for my kids in the morning. So I just hope that you feel good about yourselves and have a blessed and wonderful day.
Y'all, this is the Biden-Harris America. Oh my gosh. Y'all don't understand, because we were watching that together just now, and I had to just fight so hard, like fight so hard not to interject my opinions and thoughts, because I wanted you to enjoy that. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say, y'all. Like, please stop tipping these people. They don't deserve that much. They don't deserve these tips, okay? Did you see the BS that was coming out of this server's mouth? Okay? Do you see the BS? Like, it doesn't matter what you say. They want your money. Oh, that was a $371 bill. Do you see y'all see how expensive it's a $371 bill for the 317 or 371? It doesn't matter. It was over $300 for two people. And they were like, "Oh, I'm supposed to get a nice tip from that today." Like, bro, you don't deserve it. You really, really do not deserve it. She was out here like she thought she was gonna get a $60 tip. Bro, you don't deserve it. You really don't deserve it. Especially in this economy. A tip is something that is optional. And it's when you go by the percentage, for example, if you go out to eat and you order the most expensive things on the menu, here's the thing. That doesn't mean that you should end up with a 15% tip. I'm just being so honest. Because it did not take you more effort. And I just have to be real about it. It did not take you more effort to bring that person their meal than someone else who ordered something that was like, that was like 1/3 of that. Right? So it did not take you more to bring someone a $300 meal, more effort typically, a $300 meal for two people than it did to bring someone a $100 meal. All right? They're totally full of crap. These people are totally full of crap. They're just out here demanding money. Let me tell you something. I don't tip these Uber drivers anymore. All right? If I can avoid it, I don't give them a cent. I don't give them a dime, all right? Pizza delivery guy, I wouldn't tip this guy. He got into a fight with me over the tip. I made it very clear, all right, you're not getting anything. I gave him $1 once, and he flipped out on me. He was like, he literally went ballistic on me, so I stopped tipping them entirely, and it was a local place, and I'm not gonna lie, the next time he came to deliver my food, one of the future times, he was pissed off as hell. He wouldn't speak to me. He wouldn't even tell me. Like, he didn't want to tell me how much money I owed. Like, he was real nasty. And then like he looked disgruntled when I went to the door. And I'm gonna tell you the truth. I got sick. I thought I was gonna die. I don't order from there anymore. I figured that everything would be okay because they put a piece of tape over the pizza, over the slot. So I figured like I'm good. But no, I got really, really sick. I thought I was gonna die. I thought I was going to die because I was like, oh well, the place that I ordered from, they like me over there. I'm good. But you have to be careful because you don't know who works in the kitchen. So I survived that. I got really, really sick. He put something in my food. That's that bastard. But I didn't die. Thank God I'm still here. And he didn't get a dime from me. So I don't order from there anymore. But yeah, it's real. These people will tamper with your food. They will tamper with your food because they're scumbags. Low. These are some real scumbags. Good for nothings. Their mother should have swallowed.
That don't tip at restaurants are fucking assholes. I don't care what spiel you give me about, the restaurants should pay them more. Bro, they're not gonna pay them more just because you don't tip someone. You're just fucking the waitress or waiter over. Common knowledge with Joe Bart, you averagely tip 15 to 20%, right? If they do.
Actually, that's a complete and utter lie. See, if you don't tip them, then their employer actually has to make up the difference. So the employer is required to pay them state minimum wage. And if you do not tip them, and the amount of money that they make over the course of 1 hour does not equal the state minimum wage, and the employer has to make that up. So this is the devil. This is how it is everywhere. So the devil's actually in the details. They'll tell you like, "Oh, I just made $2 and something cents." Like this is the lie that this chick was. This is her. This is her total BS. All right, or maybe she was, or maybe it wasn't because she got tipped by someone else. All right, she wasn't the because there were other people there. So she's like, I only made this from tipping at from your table. She's totally lying. She's totally lying. All right, she's full of crap because she worked multiple tables, so she actually made well above the state minimum wage of what is it, $7.25 an hour or $7.75, wherever the hell she is. They don't deserve more than that. These people do not deserve more than $7.25 an hour for bringing you your drinks. Okay, I just want to make it really clearly clear. But they're out here trying to act like they're only getting 2 something an hour. That's a lie. If you do not tip them as the consumer, and they don't make a certain amount, they don't make state minimum wage, the employer has to make up the difference. So you're just paying them for the employer. Do not tip these people, all right? When people go in, stop tipping them. These people are running a scam and a scheme. All right, it's a horrible one. I don't like these people. I don't think, I'm not paying for their children. I don't care if their kids are able to, I don't really care. I'm being really honest. I don't care if they can buy food for their kids. That's not my problem. If they can't afford to provide for their children, then CPS needs to step in and take them. All right, and then those kids can go to foster homes, and whatever happens. That's basically it. You can't. If you can't provide for your kids, then you shouldn't have had them. And if they're already here, then let the state take them and take care of them. That's the way I see it. I put up a poll. Please don't tip your food delivery guy or your restaurant server. They don't deserve it. Of course, there was a lot of blowback. There was a lot of blowback from good for nothings. All right, good for nothings. There was over 1,000 people that actually voted. 63% disagreed with me. 9% said they don't know. 8% said they don't care, and only 20% agreed with me. Shout out to that 20%. And if you look at some of the comments from Michael, he says, I don't believe in tipping unless it was something exceptional, but I will almost always support workers getting paid an appropriate wage. Maybe it's just that I wasn't raised in the U.S., which seems to be the only place that actively enforces this. So let me make it very clear. Just because you do a job does not mean you're entitled to more than minimum wage. All right, because this is what they're arguing. They're arguing that these workers, people who work in restaurants and doing food delivery, they're supposed to make more than minimum wage. That's absolute nonsense. All right, these people are making more than a lot of frontline workers. All right, they're making more than people who work as a nurse's aide. They're making more than paramedics. They're making more than phlebotomists. They're making more than a lot of people who had 4-year degrees. 4-year degrees doing this crap. All right. A lot of those servers pulling $85,000 a year. All right. There is no reality where anyone should make $300 a day working at a restaurant. And they deserve it. You don't know everything that they put up with? Get the hell out of here. You know how much these people in McDonald's working in fast food are making in California right now? At $20 an hour. It works out to $41,000 a year. Oh, Angry, you don't understand. Listen to me. McDonald's used to be a job done by kids, all right, or people that were just in between jobs. That's a minimum wage job. You should not be made. That's not a livable wage job. I remember when they were doing the whole Fight for 15 thing, and you had all these workers like, oh, look at my hands, look at all the burns on them. Like that's all from working at McDonald's, bro. You are not exceptional. Okay. You are not exceptional. You are a joker. You're a 100% joker. And then they're boasting on social media like, oh man, look how easy this job is. Guys, I don't like these people. Like I said, I pray every night that they don't make enough money. They don't make enough money to pay their bills. They can't buy food for their families. They stay up all night just worrying how they're gonna make it to survive. I pray for this. I do not pray for them. I pray against them. I pray against them, y'all. I pray against them, and I call upon Jesus too, because I don't like these people. I see them as my enemies. So there was this pinned comment from the Stoic. He says, "You don't tip the doctor that saves your life. So why tip someone bringing you a burger when you already agreed upon the cost? All tipping does is encourage employers to offset the cost of hiring by getting the customer to feel guilt for not paying someone else's employee the wage their boss should be paying them. Not to mention, you could tip and they will still be ungrateful because they think it's not enough. Exactly. Rena says, we don't tip in Australia. We pay fair wages instead. Amen. All right. Although really they shouldn't be getting a fair wage. All right. You should not be getting a fair wage working at a restaurant. You should be getting a minimum wage working at a restaurant. Mon says pizza delivery guy is a more dangerous job than being a cop. I'm fairly certain. Guys, do you see the stupidity here? Do you see the absolute stupidity? Guys, this is such stupidity. Pizza delivery guy is more dangerous job than being a cop. I'm fairly certain. Guys, these people are this is communism. Communism BS. Total communist crap. User says, sometimes they bring my food all upside down in the bag and then they want a tip. Hallelujah to that. Jay says, when did we decide that some service jobs are worthy of tips and others aren't? I'm with Mr. Pink. Let's go. Let's keep going. Conger says, crap service, crap tip isn't a minimum. Let's see here. Keep on going. Yeah, so I had some people who were pissed off with me. Here's the thing: when customers don't tip, employers must make up the difference, making us pay their salaries. Yeah, that's the way it's supposed to be. I responded, and San says, in Japan, giving a tip is seen as an insult. In Thailand and Vietnam, they never charge tip either. You give 100 baht on a 97 baht meal, and they give back change. They give change back, exactly. Supa says, let the restaurant pay them. If they don't, boycott them. There you go. Exactly. Then DJ comes in and says, if restaurants paid the wait staff a normal salary, that chicken quesadilla and Diet Coke you just ordered would cost you $50. Save yourself some money and tip your server. Guys, you see the BS? No, they would be making minimum wage. All right? They're not paying them a normal salary. This is not a job. They're not supposed to be earning a normal salary at these jobs. This is total BS. Total BS. Super response, that's robbery, boycott. Hall responds to Super saying, boycotting that small restaurant won't do anything. It's the economy, not them. Start boycotting everything. Guys, so after the events of 2020, these people started making a lot of money because people were stuck at home. And now they feel like they're frontline workers. Listen to me, these are low value people. They don't deserve money. They don't deserve love. They don't deserve kindness. If they want something, they need to work for it. Go out there, get an education, put in the work, but stop trying to live off people. Stop trying to demand something that you really don't deserve. I cannot stand these people. These are some horrible people. All right. And then when they mess around, sometimes they mess around and then they find out.
Tip when I order food. Let me show you why. When a delivery driver first arrives to my house, I have a set of instructions that guide them on how to deliver my food. I have them put on gloves and foot covers, and I have them walk around to my backyard. I have a set of signs that make sure they know exactly where to go. It's a bit of a walk, but the reward at the end is worth it. Once they get to the backyard, there's a couch with a set of instructions on top. I have them wrap the food into a towel, then I have them spray lavender powder over it. I know it's a lot to ask for, but I do reward the delivery driver at the end. Once that's done, I have them place the food into this satin bag and have them ring a 312 Hz tuning fork to cleanse the food. And after that, they are required to place the food into the organic burlap sack and then place it into the salt circle. And I do have cameras to make sure they follow all the steps. To compensate them for their time, I provide them with something far more valuable than money. Each goodie bag contains tea infused with flowers from my garden, as well as a special gem and an affirmation. And once they leave, I spray down the food with a rose quartz infused mister, and I bring in the food.
of people tip less than 15%. An additional 2% tip nothing at all. Don't eat out. 1 out of 50 people in America that go to dinner don't tip anything at all. Meanwhile, 37% said 15% is their standard tip.
That's kind of crazy. Some of it I feel like is a bit of tipping fatigue, where people tip everywhere, and as a result, they wind up tipping less because they're like, I already gave out all my tips for today. Going out to a restaurant where it's customary that you're going to tip 18 to 20%, and you just feel, you know what? I've already tipped enough today. Let's tip a little bit less because I'm tipping everywhere. That's what I think some of the problem is. If tipping were less common or only in a few industries, people would tip more.
Y'all see this? Y'all see her behavior right here? Getting ready to break down and start crying on you. Guys, this is insane. They will follow you out to the parking lot. They really will. They will follow you out to the parking lot and start doing a whole song and dance about having a family and having to feed their kids. Bro, you don't even have any kids. All right, I'm talking about my future kids. Guys, these people are such bastards.
Well, I'm not tipping anymore. I'm done. I'm out. Used to be you would give a tip if somebody gave exceptional service. When was the last time you got exceptional service anywhere? And it's just expected. They bring you the bill at the end and they're like, here, just fill this out. 20%, 25%. No, you did your job. They made food. You carried it to my table. You got me a Diet Coke. Thank you. That was your job. You don't get 25% because you did your job. And I'm not the bad guy here. I'm not. If you own a restaurant, just tell me what it costs. I don't want people to go hungry. What does it cost for me to get my food, and also so that the wait staff doesn't have to join the cartel, do some Lord of the Flies, Oliver Twist? Like, I want people to be taken care of. Just tell me what it costs.
You see, here's the thing. These people don't deserve more than minimum wage. All right? And if they were paid if they were actually paid what they're worth, it wouldn't be a whole lot. Because no one is going to say, when employers say, listen, bro, listen, little bro, you're not worth more than $7.25 an hour, and that's it. That's all you're going to get. These people get so pissed off. But here's the thing. That's all they really deserve. And if they don't want to get out of bed to go and get that money, then that's fine. Because there's a bunch of people in the country right now who are more than happy to get that money. More than happy. So trust me. I can't find people to work. Listen, you could always find, before the events of 2020, you could always find people to work. All right? You always can find people to work in these industries. Because if they don't want to work very hard, they have no skill sets, then they're going to go and do these jobs. The events of 2020 messed everything up when all these people started getting free money, and people who are doing these jobs, they were being tipped and tipped very well, pulling in $100,000 in New York and California. Get the hell out of here. Get out of here, all right? Scumbag individuals. Look at this guy, Slim Shady.
You tip 25, 30 if you got the stacks on you. You know what I mean? If they do really bad, you tip 10. If they do really, really bad, you can do the penny trick. The penny trick is where you get a water, you put a penny in it, you flip it over on the table, you leave. But that's if they're like an actual dickhead. I've done that one time ever because the lady cursed at me, rolled her eyes at me when I did like fucking nothing. I don't know if like she got broken up with the fucking second before she seated my ass, but she was a fucking dickhead. And I said, nope.
So, this may be an unpopular opinion, but I do not believe in tipping your dasher before you get your order. Now, hear me out. I used to be that girly. I used to tip before I got my order, and I thought maybe this will give them a little motivation or inspiration for them to like do a good job, follow the instructions, reach out to me if they have any problems, and everything to go smoothly. I was wrong. I actually would not get my order, or I would get the wrong order, or the dasher would not try to communicate with me if they were lost or couldn't find my place, or they wouldn't follow delivery instructions. So I just decided to, you know what, I'm not going to put a tip, and then I'm going to tip after I get my order. That way, if I don't get good service, I don't feel obligated to tip, but if they do meet the bare minimum, I will be so thankful that I will tip generously, which is really what's been going on, right? Like, I will place an order, put no tip, and I get like the most wonderful dashers who go above and beyond, and like no questions asked. I mean, they're like texting me back and forth, they're sending me pictures of if my item that I wanted is out of stock and what else do you want, and they're like staging my food in front of my house before they take their little picture, and I'm like, oh my gosh, here's a tip, minimum $5. I'm like, you did all that work thinking.
Listen to me. That's their job. All right. There's a thing called a service fee. They charge you service fees and all kinds of other crap. All right. They get paid one way or another, but they want to make that extra. Do not tip these people. Stop tipping for food. Stop tipping for the servers. Stop tipping the door dashers. Stop tipping the pizza guy. They don't deserve it. All right. That's their job. That's their job, guys. You'll tell you what the future is. The future is that we're gonna start having machines. We're gonna start having cars delivering our food to us that don't have drivers, and we're gonna walk to the curb and pick up the food on the curb. You think I'm joking? There's no less than 5 companies right now that are working on or already have automated taxis on the streets, and you basically just walk up with your phone, you scan your phone, and you get in the car. You really think that that they're not going to replace door dashers with these cars, where they're going to load up a bunch of orders? It's not hard to do. They're going to load up a bunch of orders into these vehicles. You're going to go to the vehicle, scan your whatever, and scan your phone, and it's going to automatically give you your order. And it's going to have like a bunch of other orders in there as well, like 10 other orders, 20 other orders. All right. And that's it. And they're going to completely eliminate these people that way. They're not going to, because, a lot of door dashers, they could only carry 2 or 3 orders at a time. But these vans, these cars, these vans, they can carry like 10 or 20 orders at one time. Like 10 or 20 orders, bro. So and these people, they don't even get your food to you on time anyway. All right. They don't even get your food to you on time anyway. All right. So you get rid of you automate it out, and you'll basically end up with much better service. You'll walk to the curb, grab your food from the car at the curb, and that's it. That's the end of that. Because with these services like Uber Eats and DoorDash, there's like an 8-minute timer anyway. If you're not there within 8 minutes, like they'll throw your order in the garbage or just take it with them and eat it, and you lose your money. And the company's like, "Oh, sorry, you screwed. You had 8 minutes to get there. You didn't get it. You're screwed." That's it. All right. So that's how it is anyway. So they'll just replace that system with these cars, and you'll just go walk to the curb, grab your food at the curb, and that's it. All right. Are there times when it'd be more convenient to have a person bringing your food? Sure, if it's like there's a lot of snow on the ground, otherwise, or there's a lot of ice on the ground. But let's be real. The rest of the time, bro, I'll happily go outside and grab my food in the rain. I'll happily go outside and grab my food in the cold. I've had to do it with DoorDash sometimes anyway. Or like, "Oh, I couldn't find where you live, bro. Get the heck out of here, okay? Get out of here." So I'm more than happy to go and grab my food at the curb. Most people are more than happy to go and grab their food at the curb, and they never have to tip. And these car companies, these companies like, what are they advertising? Like these robo taxis, they're charging the exact same amount that they would charge now to drive you from point A to point B. So what's the incentive to not have to take a robo taxi, or to use a robo taxi to have your food delivered? You don't have to tip. You don't have to tip, and you don't have to interact with anyone. And I don't like interacting with these people because they're really nasty. They're really nasty people anyway. So I don't have to tip anyone. I don't have to interact with anyone. I get my stuff and I go. People are like, "Oh, they'll tamper with your food." How are they going to tamper with my food? The food is coming directly from the restaurant. Okay? So the person who works at the restaurant is taking the food and putting it in the robo taxi or whatever. So there's no middleman. It gets rid of the middleman. Unless the person who sends my food to me is going to tamper with my food, then it doesn't make then it's done. All right. What are they going to tamper with my food for? If I'm using DoorDash and they have to put it in, and they're putting it in a robo taxi for it to come to me, then I don't have them. Then why would they tamper with my food? There is no reason for them to tamper with my food, because they wouldn't be getting that tip anyway, unless it's like a restaurant where I call my order in, and then I go to pick it up, and they want, they spin around the tablet, and they're like, "Oh, I want a tip at the restaurant." Outside of that, there's no reason for them to tamper with my food. All right. And even then, you tamper with my food, you're messing around. You're like, "Oh, you're messing with your life." Oh, really? Like, you have to draw a line in the sand somewhere. All right. I'm not gonna play cartel victim anymore. I'm done with this BS. All right. The food cartel. That's really what they are. Okay. Gatekeepers of food. They can go to hell. Guys, what do you think regarding all of this? Because I think that is total BS what these people are doing, and their jobs are going to be replaced by robo taxis and robo food delivery cars. By the way, guys, if you're enjoying the content, I suggest checking out and subscribing to our newsletter for my personal thoughts, insights, and a free copy of my ebook, The Blueprint for Escaping the Rat Race. Click the link in the description to get your free copy. Guys, what do you think regarding all of this? All right. What do you think regarding this crap with the tipping? You know, please stop tipping for food. They don't deserve it. Let me know your thoughts. Let's talk about it in the comments. You know, like the video if you like it. Don't forget to subscribe. And if you like the video, share the video. And just remember that all roads lead to MWA Men walking away. And cheers.